Game after this FridayNightGlory.com with the post-game report here at Standard Stadium tonight. Brought to you here by In Real Estate. You need a playmaker with 30 years of experience. Kim Gambino is in the top of 6% of agents in the North Dallas. Gambino sells homes, has real experience, real results. Trust the realtor who cares. 469-774-4417. Wow. Here we are at Standard Stadium here tonight, and the Trojans on the 50th anniversary of Carrollton Newman Smith come out on top 65-0 over Molina. And yes, this was over at halftime. The score was 65-0 at half. Newman Smith was basically able to do exactly what they wanted to do, rest their starters in the second half, running clock in the second half. You feel bad that it wasn't more competitive here tonight, but it's just kind of one of the things about when your districts get lined up, sometimes there's mismatches, and tonight was one of those mismatches. Alec Laustrin for Newman Smith had a steady game here tonight, a whole lot of stats. Newman Smith was able to rush the football at will here tonight. Big punt return by Zion Williams here tonight on a full sprint to catch that thing. I think everybody said, no. He catches it, and 70-plus yards later, he's in the end zone. Funches had a big touchdown in this game. It just was one of those things that if you're Coach Boone for Newman Smith, it's kind of what you wanted to draw it up to be, to get your second teamer some experience in the second half. Thought there's great sportsmanship by not trying to run up the score from Newman Smith, which is kind of hard to do, in that situation. And they ran the clock in the second half, which was very smart to show some compassion here, for a lack of a better word here. My heart goes out to the Molina coaching staff. I know that's a tough job, to try to get those guys fired up. And I really was impressed with the second and third teamers that came in from Molina, because they really did get after Newman Smith. They didn't fold up the tent here tonight, which I thought was huge, because, sometimes you can just kind of quit when you're down 65-0. The human nature tells you to quit, and they did not do that here tonight. Newman Smith defensively was great here tonight. A couple drives, a little bit of yardage earlier by Molina, but they seemed to really clamp that down, try to make Molina try to pass the football, and that's not their strength right now. And, now Newman Smith is even up their record at 2-2 on the year. A couple of tough losses in non-district, but they've had two big wins here in district now. You got a big game next week against West Mesquite. I saw West Mesquite against Creekview last night, and a track meet of a game, 59-43 last night. So, yes, Newman Smith is going to have much more competition next week for sure. And this is one of those big swing games in this district here. They talk about this being basically a 5-team looking for 4 playoff spot. This is one of those games you need to grab if you're one of those 5. So whoever wins, especially, North Mesquite, they already lost to Creekview yesterday. They don't want to stack them up back-to-back. So I expect a loaded gun from North Mesquite Stallions next Friday, especially out at their place. So Newman Smith has got to kind of enjoy it tonight, but they better bring their chin straps next week, because one thing that North Mesquite can do, they can run the football just like Newman Smith. So it will be interesting to see how that tilt lands. So appreciate you listening to us. Please listen to us all social medias, Facebook, Instagram, X, please, and also just subscribe on our YouTube, and we're also on Rumble. Give me a shout anytime you want to on Kenny, lowercase Matthews, at Kenny Matthews on X. I always love to respond back to people on here. Tell us what you like, tell us what you don't like. Any way you look at it, or tell us something you might want more of. We can do that also. Again, 65-0, Newman Smith over Molina. We're out.